Welcome to another episode coming at you from ChooseYourRelationships.com, author of Boss Life Secrets, which can be found on Amazon.com. We back doing something a little different. Man, you know, doing something just a tad bit different tonight. Like, share the video. I just wanted to jump on here a few minutes, share my ideas, my thoughts on what's going on out here, man, in this crazy world that we live in. Well, smash the like button, share the video, and all that good stuff. I'm gonna wait about 5 minutes, and I'm gonna get into what I wanted to talk about. So I appreciate you being with me on this Saturday night, East Coast time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm on the East Coast. You know what they say about the East Coast? East Coast is the best coast. You dig? Yeah, I don't know how true that is, but whatever, whatever, whatever. Don't know how true that is, but we make the best of wherever we live at. That's how I was taught, anyway. Try to make the best out of the worst case scenario, regardless of where you at. And there's always a learning lesson, regardless of how bad your experience may be. You can always learn something from your experiences. You know, sometimes that can be hard. It can be hard. It can be very difficult sometimes to be in such a negative, dysfunctional situation and still try to find something positive out of it. It's not easy all the time, and I don't know if it's supposed to be easy. I don't know. Yeah, but as I've traveled throughout this planet over the past 25 years now, I've been traveling, and I found, man, that when you leave North America, things are very different. Um, Kind of like North America, especially the United States of America, is like the Las Vegas. It's like Las Vegas to the other nations out here. They see North America as the land of opportunity, and they also see the United States of America like the American playground, like Las Vegas. That's how these other people, these other nations see us over here. Now, keep in mind, now I didn't notice until I went in the Navy in 1996. When I went in the Navy, April 21st, 1996. That's the exact date that I went in the Navy. And when you travel to these other countries, when I started to travel to these other countries, I was like, hey, it's different over here. Things aren't what it is in America. And people see things very differently. People have been socially conditioned to see things differently based on the environment. And people see things for what it really is outside of America, outside of North America specifically. I also realized that a lot of these other guys, these other groups of guys, they're not really better than me. They're not really smarter than me. I mean, a lot of these other dudes are kind of mediocre. That's what I've learned. I've learned that now they might be older than me, they might be smarter than me, but they're not really better than me. And a lot of these other groups of women, they're not really better. In most cases, they're just different. That's what I've learned. I've learned that a lot of these other groups of women. Now, and another thing, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I've said some of my worst experiences have been with the other groups of non-black women. I've had some of the worst experiences with these other groups of women. Now, have I had bad experiences with black women? Yeah, but not on the level compared to these other groups of women. Yeah, it's not. I don't really have a lot of complaints about American black women. Now, the women that I've had, now, if she's a black woman living in the United States, living in the States of America, if I've had problems with any black woman, 9 times out of 10, she was a foreigner from someplace else. She was from some other country, like it don't necessarily have to be on the continent of Africa even. She could be from the islands or something like that. Now I usually bump heads with those women like the Virgin Islands, like St. Thomas, Jamaica. I've had run-ins with a lot of those types of black women over here in the United States of America. But most of the black women that's born and raised in America, I rarely have bad experiences. I can't even think of anything. Probably the last bad experience that I've had with a black American woman that's born and raised in America, that's very important. It's been when I was in college, like in the 90s. That's like the last time I can remember. Now there's a lot of foreign black women I've had not so good experiences with. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Because see, they have a different mindset when they come over here. See, they think they're better than us when they come over here. Now, and a lot of these women, a lot of these black women, so-called black women from these islands or wherever they come from, they think they're better than us And usually they're looking for the first white guy that they come in contact with. It's like it's wow. It's kind of weird if you really think about it. This is why a lot of them I see a lot of women from the continent of Africa. They might be from Kenya, Sudan, Congo. They they trying to get with the white dudes when they get over here, and they trying to get pregnant as quick as possible. They're not really looking for us like that, and I don't care, you know. But see, I don't care who these women talk to be honest. The problem I have is the bar is high for us. The standard is high for us. That's the problem that I have. And see, when it comes to these other groups of dudes, the standards is not high for them. All they have to do is just be a man. So you got Jose that just moved from Mexico a couple years ago. All he got is a job, and he paid the bills as much as he can. Jose ain't making a lot of money. The girl ain't complaining. His wife ain't complaining about nothing. She just respects that he's a man and he's doing the best he can. But if I or you were in that position and we were average and just and barely getting by with bills, most black women would probably complain. Because see, in America, when it comes to us, being a man, you have to do something to be a man. You have to be an action taker, a money maker, and all this other type of shit. It's not like that it's not like that in these other countries, in these other cultures. It's not like that. You're a man first in these other cultures, these other nations. You're a man first. Then it's about that action. See, women in these other cultures respect manhood. They don't respect manhood here in America, especially when it comes to us. See, there's no place for a masculine man in this society. There's no place for a masculine man in this society. Especially in the workforce. If you can't help most of these people that you work with, if you can't help them accomplish whatever they want to accomplish, if you can't help them make money, they don't even want you around. And see, in the workforce, you really see the double standard. You really see it. Because you got to be great. You got to do more in the workforce to stay around there a long time than Jose. See, Jose or the white guy, they're just average mediocre. They don't have to do all that extra work that you or me have to do to stay there long term. This is why, and check this out. If you're not willing to go above and beyond the call of duty, you won't be working there for a long time. You're gonna have to move on after about 2 to 3 years. You won't survive there at these jobs. Not in peace, anyway. You're not gonna have no peace of mind. They're gonna be fucking with you all the time, writing you up and all type of shit. That's how it is now. And if you speak up when they start disrespecting you and mistreating you on these jobs, Now you're the problem now. And in most cases, if you're seen as a threat, they usually get rid of the threat before anything pops off. That's usually how that goes. You know? So what I'm seeing, especially today, is we're just being tolerated. They're just putting up with us until they find a replacement. And sports is a really good example when it comes to this. Look at football, the NFL football. Most of the we know most of the NFL players, football players is black. We already know that, right? Most of the black players have to be great players to make the team. They have to be great players to make the big money. And when that stopped being the case, or if he ain't a great player, they looking for a replacement. Now they don't do that with the white players. The white players can be just above average, 5% mediocre, and still make the team. And there's not a lot of expectations when it comes to the white players on these teams. And they still get the big money in some cases. But the black players can't do that. If the black players make the big money, they're going to earn it. You trust and believe that. So there's just too many double standards. And a lot of dudes get fed up with it. They say the hell with it. And when these same dudes start traveling, they don't want to come back over here. Because you figure, once you start traveling, going to these other places, you figure out that, hey, they treat guys different over here. They treat guys better over here. Why don't I spend more time over here? Why don't I visit over here more often, or as often as I can? See, what happens a lot of times is we've been beat down so bad over here. We think this is end all be all. We think if it's horrible over here, it's gonna be horrible everywhere else too. But that's not the case. That's not the case, brothers. That's not the case, man. You know, my philosophy is my game, my life, my show. Now, a lot of these dudes say, hey, SYSBM, save yourself, black man. Now, self-preservation, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but it's basically the same thing. You got to do what's in your best interest. Now, we're the most disrespectful group of guys in this country. I mean, we're being disrespected, and some of us don't even realize it sometimes. That's how bad it's gotten. You know, it's like, you know, we're being disrespected at the job. You're being disrespected in the news media. You're being disrespected in the magazine. Yeah, you're being disrespected in all forms of media, not just on television. All forms of media, you're being disrespected. They always show us in a bad light. It's anything that's negative, we're front and center. Anything that's negative, anything, it's kind of like White people are gods. They're like, you know, they're like crime free. They don't do anything wrong. And we do every goddamn thing wrong. That's what it seems like based on the media that comes out. Now, we know that ain't true, but perception is most people's reality. If you keep pumping that image, those narratives out, people are going to start to believe it after a while. You know why? Because most people aren't that damn smart. Most people don't look deep before they leap. Most people don't do no research on their own. If everybody's saying it and everybody's doing it, most people are going to go along with it. Most people are going to go along with it. And see, and don't get it twisted. Don't think when a lot of these foreigners come over here from these other countries, they're not on your side. They're not your friend. We have no friends, brothers. We have no friends. All we got is us. Yeah, you might have your buddy or two, you know, he might be cool, but you can't depend on nobody like that. You can't really depend on nobody like that. You got to do what's in your best interest. You got to do what makes you happy. Now, I'm not saying you're supposed to be happy all the time. I'm not saying that. Nobody is. But you got to do what makes you happy because you only live one life. You got to put yourself first before anybody, before any woman, any kids, before your mama, before your daddy. You know, most of them, they done fuck their life up. So hell, you got to live yours. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it is, man. You have no friends. You are alone. Don't get it twisted. Don't let people run game on you and tell you how much they love you. And when shit hits the fan, you're gonna see it. And if this pandemic didn't show you that you were alone, I don't know what else to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, smash the like button. Share the video. New York City in the house. I agree with you. He said, what Eric? What the hell Eric talking about? I agree with you. Title 100%. That's what up. Let's see. Yeah. It's like we're alone, bro. We're by ourselves, bro. Now you might have your buddies. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. But your buddy ain't gonna live your life. That's all I'm saying. It's good to have friends, associates. Oh, you talking about the title? That's cool. It's good to have friends, associates, women. It's good to have people you can call on. It's good to have a flock, a village. That's cool. But just keep in mind, at the end of the day, it starts with you and it ends with you. That's all I'm saying. And see, another thing that I learned over the past 25 years, these other women are not really better than black women. These other guys, like I said, are not better than you. You already look. I don't care what type of guy you are, Eric. I don't care what type of guy you are, Eric. You still better than most of these guys out here. You're still better than most of these guys out here from these other countries. These other guys from these other countries, at best, are mediocre, average. Some of them below average. But you know what? Them women still down with them. They still down with Jose and Santos. Maria is still down with Santos. Jovita is still down with Jose. And he just a regular dude. But when it's your turn, Eric, you gotta have all this money. You got to be living by yourself. You got to have a car, or a woman won't even give you the time of the day. I'm not saying all women are like, all black women are like that, but there's a lot of them that's like that. And check this out. Some of those same women from these other groups will put those double standards on you too. So just be aware of that. Some of these same women, they'll date Jose, have no expectations for him, or Becky will date some white dude, have no expectations of him, very little. But when it's your turn, all of a sudden she gets brand new. A lot of guys get sick of that shit. And I used to be one of those guys. I used to get sick of that bullshit. I hate those double standards. I hate it. You know, and a lot of guys say, the hell with this, I'll go elsewhere. A lot of dudes got so sick of it, they don't even date women in America no more. They don't even date women in America no more. That's how bad it's gotten, you know, for a lot of dudes. And I understand it. You know, I understand. They just get, they be like, yo, why should I have to go through all that? If this other guy over here, he's not even operating half on the level that I'm operating on. And then once this woman gives the same dude a chance, she starts hanging out with him and everything. He's not getting treated the way he feels like he should. That's another problem that a lot of guys run into. They don't like how they're being treated. But Maria or Monica has a different relationship with the other guys. And see, I've been saying this for a long time. Most women have different relationships with all the guys that she comes in contact with. That's how it is in America, man. You know, it is what it is. A lot of guys get sick of that shit. Like I said, I used to be one of those dudes. I got to a point, I was like, yo, man, I don't even care. You know, if a woman is not treating me the way I would like, if a woman is not buying into my standards, my way of living, I don't even want to be around her. I just cut her off. And I don't get into explaining why I don't call them. I don't get into none of that shit. I just cut her off and move on. You know why? Because there's some woman that's willing to get down with the program. So what the hell am we wasting my time with her for? Retired. He said it took him a long time to put myself first. Yeah, we're not trained to put ourselves first. We're trained to help everybody else do whatever they want to do. You help the people at work. You help the boss at work. You help the preacher. You help your wife if you got one. You help your girlfriend. You help the kids. And you forget about yourself. What about you? You don't think you worth it? You don't think you worth spoiling yourself? Giving yourself something different from time to time? What happened to you? See, we're not trained to think like that. That's called being selfish. And being selfish is not a bad thing all the time. Now, there's a balance. Now, you can kind of self-destruct when it comes to being selfish. I'm not talking about going, that's too far. I'm not talking about going that far. If you're not hurting nobody and you're not hurting yourself, there's nothing wrong with being selfish. I'm not taking from nobody else. I'm not taking advantage of nobody else, and I ain't hurting nobody else. So my way of being selfish is fine. Most of the single women I meet are broke and have unreasonable standards. Yeah, they couldn't figure it out on their own. And now they want to raise the bar when it comes to you. Now, check this out, retired 2019. Those same women, if they met the guy, if they met the right guy to get their coochie wet, they wouldn't even, they'd throw out all them goddamn standards. That's how that is. You get that coochie wet and you knock her brains out, have her shaking like a leaf, she ain't gonna be thinking about them standards. She'll be like, we can work it out. We can work it out. That's how it is. But see, another problem with a lot of women today, they don't cook, they don't clean up behind themselves. They got a lot of they got high standards for you. And they don't have high, but when it comes to them having a high standard for themselves, okay, wait a minute now, that ain't the same. The rules change. See, you have women that want traditional men, but they don't want to be traditional women. See, that's the problem today. That's a big problem with a lot of women today. I say, hey, wait a minute now. If you want me to be a traditional man, you got to be a traditional woman. Hey, as guys, we don't ask for much. We don't ask for much. Just look good, be supportive, be nurturing. You know, you don't have to be the best cook in the fucking world. Clean up behind yourself, maintain the household, you know, and don't talk too goddamn much. And they can't even do that. They can't even maintain their looks the way they used to. Damn, you can't even look good. You can't even make it to 40 without popping pills and putting on this extra weight. Like, god damn. You 35 and you falling apart. Come on, man. What's going on out in these streets with these women, man? See, us guys, when we come to the table, we have to bring a lot to the table. You know, women don't have to bring a lot to the table. But we do. Because we put everything on the line. We put our life on the line. That's like, for example, if you get married to a woman, you put your life on the line. You know, you her protector, provider. You know, we bring a lot to the table. Women don't. They don't, man. But we have to. But a lot of dudes is saying, look, it ain't worth it. What most of these women in America bring to the table, it ain't worth it. How they say it, the juice ain't worth the squeeze. The juice ain't worth the squeeze. That's how my dad used to say it. I always put myself first when I was growing up, even if people don't like me. Yeah. I mean, who the hell cares? If people don't like you, that's their damn problem. I mean, unless you're trying to run for office, I don't think so. You know, hell with that bullshit. Respect is better. I raise my standards. I'm not putting up. Yeah, you got to raise your standards, bro. You got to have some standards and boundaries about yourself. Good evening, Mike. From the Shot Town. That's how we get down. The average American woman is 5'4", tall, and 168 pounds. Yeah, see, that's overweight. She's overweight, man. You know, I mean, shit. There's a lot of overweight women in this country, man. I mean, being fat is one thing. That's one thing. Being fat is another thing. But there's a lot of overweight women in this country. I'm telling you. The women bring drama. Some of them do. You know, some of them do, man. You know, it's like, I mean, like I said, we don't ask for much from women. And they have a hard time doing that, bro. They be like, damn. Some guys be like, look, I'll just go to the DR. I'll go to Brazil. I'll go to Colombia. You know, I'll go to Australia. I'll go to the Philippines. You know, I'll go to Zimbabwe. I'll go to Sudan. I'll go to Saudi Arabia. You know, dudes just go elsewhere, man. They be like, look, it's like, yeah. It's like I said, there's no place for a masculine man, in this country, really. If they can't use you up, they don't really want you around. They'll just tolerate you in most cases. You know, most of these jobs, it ain't a lot of masculine dudes in there. And if there is, he better keep that shit on the low. He better keep his mouth shut, or else he'll get fired. He'll be up out of there. There ain't a lot of masculine dudes up in there. These corporate jobs. Or you be doing grunt work in like a warehouse or some shit like that. Or you'd be doing manual labor. Yeah, that's, who cares if you're doing masculine? If you're masculine doing manual labor, that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be doing grunt work or manual labor. If you're a masculine dude, you ain't supposed to be in the office. You ain't supposed to be in the office anyway. You're supposed to be doing manual labor. A lot of people, a lot of white people see it like that. And when it comes to these jobs, there's so much politics. You got black people in there, they just basically kissing ass and blocking you, trying to hold you down, because there's a lot of gatekeepers in there in a lot of these jobs. And most of these people, man, based on my experience, it's all about image for them. It's all about, you got to look good, and everything has to look good. Everything has to look a certain type of way. And see, the things that most black people, these gatekeepers, care about at these jobs or these big corporations that they work, the things that they think white people care about, white people don't care about. White people don't really care about college you went to, your experience, your last job, and all that shit. All white people care about, can you help me do what I need to do? Make more money, have more power and influence. That's all they care about. If you can't do that, get the fuck away from me. That's all white folks care about. And it's been that way. It ain't nothing new. But the black people, and most of these black people on these jobs that's in charge of like HR and these corporate positions, are black women. Some of them could be foreigners too. So if you're a masculine guy talking to them, that they're going to keep tabs on your ass. You're not going to move up. Not as long as she's there. You can forget about it. Nope. Because number one, she knows that them women going to be jocking you in there. They're going to be clocking you in there. Those women going to be campaigning for you up in there. So as soon as she sees that, your day is going to be numbered at that job. Because the HR woman, 9 times out of 10, she's attracted to you. So she figures if she's attracted to you, she knows the other women are attracted to you, especially the white women. So on these jobs, everybody's working against you. You got the white guys working against you, the black women in these positions working against you, and the foreigners working against you. And it doesn't change outside the workforce. Outside the workforce, it's the same damn thing. When it comes to doing any business, it's pretty much the same thing, based on my experience. Nobody's on your side. You might have a little support. You might know somebody, and that's cool if you know somebody, regardless of what you're doing or you're trying to do, or but don't expect your friends and family to be jumping up and down like fucking cheerleaders. Hey, they might. And if they do, be grateful. But it's probably not going to happen, especially in the beginning. See, you're fighting against everybody. You're fighting against everybody. As a matter of fact, I'm not even supposed to be doing this shit right now. Depending on most people's standards, I've had people tell me, I've been online I've had this channel for what? I don't know, 5, 6 years now. I've had multiple channels, but I think I had this channel, what, 5 years, 5, 6 years now. I've had people tell me that, hey, why are you doing this? Why you do videos? You should let somebody else do it. I said, somebody like who? Somebody like a white man or a white woman? They didn't want to say that, but I knew where they were going with it. See, this is the type of shit that you're gonna have to push through. See, nobody. If you're trying to do something outside the box, or maybe they can't put you in the box. People just can't stand to see certain people win. It's like it's a weird dynamic, that comes out. It's weird, man. And I haven't taken enough time. I haven't taken enough time to figure it out. But I just keep pushing, keep moving forward. Because I do what I want to do. And I highly recommend you do the same thing. So you have no friends out here. You are alone. You can't afford to depend on anybody. You can't afford to do it. Now I used to depend on people when I was younger, and I disappointed myself every time because nobody is going to do it the way you do it. Nobody is going to care as much as you care. Now, can you pay people to help you out? Of course you can. Of course you can. But don't expect your friends and family to jump aboard like they supposed to. They're not going to do it. This is like I always say, most people that they ain't shit. That's the truth. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're not supporting you the way they really supposed to be supporting you. They're not doing it. And you know why they're not doing it? Because they don't want you to be better than them. They don't want you secretly. They don't want you to produce more than them. That's why they don't go out of their way to do things for you. Because they secretly don't want you to outperform them. That's the truth. But could be your good buddy that you had since high school or college, or your buddy you met 10 years ago. It could even be your woman you live with. She don't want you to really excel to your potential because she thinks you're going to be gone. She thinks you're going to leave and have another woman. You might have another woman anyway, but this is her mindset, her insecurities. Yeah, most people, man, are tired. By the time they hit 40s, they're tired. They've been beat down. They just throw in the white towel by the time they hit 40, man. In 50s, forget about it. How they are at 50, that's how they're going to be for the rest of their life. At 60, they're just waiting to die. When they turn 60, they're just waiting to die. They usually most of them on their last leg when they turn 60. Because they're popping all kinds of pills. fat, overweight. So you don't want to be like those people. Learn from them and don't do what they did. But those same people are going to tell you different. No, it don't work. Don't go there. They're going to rob you. It's too much crime. And then you ask, hey, you been over there? No. Why the hell are you telling me not to go if you ain't never been? It's just that bullshit. You know, people are very negative. How the hell are you negative about something and you ain't never done it? And most people over 50 are broke. Hell yeah. Most of these people, man, they don't even have $5,000 in their bank account. And they 50, 60 years old. They haven't figured it out for 50 fucking years. And you want me to listen to you. And I'm 25. Get out of here. You got to show and prove to me, man. You can't tell me what you feel. You got to show and prove, man. I don't play all that bullshit. I don't give a damn what college you went to. If you got a PhD, I don't care how educated you are. You got to show and prove when it comes to me, man. I'm sorry. I ain't one of those people that take things on face value. I ain't that type. Nah, I ain't that type. That's not my game. Not at all. You know. And I usually don't get along with those types of people. I usually don't. And P.S. by the way, check out the Love Can't Wait podcast. Check out the Love Can't Wait podcast. You can find me on you can find me on iTunes, Google, Anchor, iHeartMedia. You can find me. I'm everywhere now. Yeah, you can find me on all those platforms now. So stop dating broke women. The pickings are slim. Yeah, look, once you raise your standards, the pickings are always going to be slim. Once you raise your standards. And see, today, women don't have no incentive of changing. Because guys take women as they are. She can be fat, nasty, don't cook, don't clean. Guys will still fuck today. And this is across the board. It used to be white guys wouldn't fuck overweight white women. They fucking them too. They wifing them up too. So all these guys are accepting these women as they are now. So why the hell the woman need to change? It used to be that if a white woman couldn't find a white guy to get married to, they would say, hey, the black guys, they'll take you. Shit, you ain't got to do that no more. The white guys, they'll take you now. Shit. Yeah, white guys, they'll take you now. It don't matter no more. Becky can stay where she at now. Karen can stay where she at now. Karen don't gotta leave the white community. She can stay over there now. One of them hillbillies will wife her up. That's how bad it's gotten here in America. That's how bad it's gotten here now, man. And see, when a guy like me or a guy like you coming with some standards, all of a sudden you hate women now. You the man hater. You the woman hater. You misogynistic now, just because you got some standards. And see, we're not supposed to have no standards. We supposed to be happy to be with her. Be happy for this opportunity. A lot of these damn athletes do that bullshit. They be talking about, oh, I'm thankful for this opportunity. Man, get out of here. A lot of football players talk that talk. I'm happy for this opportunity. That's that bullshit. Be happy for what opportunity? You putting the work in, not the coaches. Now, I understand them dudes been playing football all their life. They love the game. But shit, everybody knows if them athletes, if them football players don't show up at the game, nobody's gonna watch. If them black players don't show up at the game, nobody's gonna watch. We know that. When we come to the table as men, black men specifically, we are the prize. Like I said, I don't care what type of guy you are. You're still better than these other groups of guys out here. You're still better. There's nothing wrong with you. All you got to do is just have some standards about yourself. And don't put up with a bunch of nonsense. That's all you got to. If you have some standards about yourself, have boundaries, and just get 5% better, those three things will help you fly off the radar. Just those three things. Standards, be 5% better, and establish boundaries. That's it. And you're going to get some pushback. Trust and believe. Because there's a lot of butt-kissing dudes out here that like to tell women what they want to hear all the goddamn time. They like telling women what they want to hear, which is a bunch of lies in most cases. I don't tell women what they want to hear. I'm not that type of guy. I don't tell her she's overweight and you telling her how beautiful she is. Ain't you 50 pounds overweight? How the hell are you beautiful? What the hell are we doing out here, man? I'm not that guy. I'm sorry. I'm not that guy. No. And I ain't into no fat woman. Oh, you're overweight? Okay. We overweight? Hey, it depends on what the overweightness is at. Depends on what the extra weight is at. See, here's a rule that I live by when it comes to women. And you tell me, you let me know if you agree or disagree with this. Now, if her stomach is bigger than her ass, she's in violation. You tell me if you agree or disagree with that. If her stomach is bigger than her ass, she's in violation. I haven't met a lot of women that disagree with that yet. That's how I roll. That's how I roll, man. But I ain't into no fat woman. Nah, man. Nah, I can't do it. They say don't knock it till you tried it. I tried it. I ain't like it. Shit. I ain't like it. You know. So hey, man. Any questions, man? Any questions? I'm gonna put the link in the chat. If not, I'm gonna sign off. Let me put the link in the chat. Yeah, just click the link. You know, if you want to come on. You know, I didn't plan on staying on that long tonight. It's 10 o'clock. Oh, great podcast. Yeah, you know, I'm happy you like it, man. You know, yeah, I'm gonna upload a new episode tomorrow. You know, and any questions that you got, I'll answer it I'll answer it or use it for an episode on the podcast. You know. Yeah, I got I'm gonna be bringing some people on. I mean, I brought a few people on earlier, but I'll be bringing some other guests on the podcast uh next couple of weeks. Next 2-3 weeks, I'm gonna bring somebody on. Like 2 or 3 people on. If I can get the time right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I have a when I'm available, they're not available, or vice versa. But uh we work it out, you know, somehow, some way, you know. So hey, if nobody got any questions, man, I'm gonna sign off. You know what I'm saying? So till next time, I'm out. Peace.